Blue collar, white collar, black professors, white scholars, politicians, Dalai Lamas. Everybody in the whole wide world need hope if I be honest. I'm in that number.
Hey, welcome to another episode of the Rob Report. I'm your host, Robert BOBTV Brown. Long time no see, baby. That's right. I've been working hard, man. I've been working hard. What I'm going to start doing in the future, I am really considering or praying about doing a 12 noon show, maybe on Tuesdays and Thursdays. A 12 noon show of news, commentary, sports, entertainment, you name it. I want to try to do that and do that live. I'm inspired by my boy Jamal Thomas and his live show, Tim Black and his live show. A lot of people doing live, and I guess live is where it's at. I'm not the one to try to be a copycat. I like my own deal, my own spiel. But if that's what the people like, I got to give the people what they like, and that's what it's all about. All right, hey, let's get right into it. Kanye West, phenomenal musician, fashion icon. Been knowing about Kanye way back in the day with when he first got up with Rockefeller Record, and Jay-Z and Dame Dash signed him, and Kanye was the man. But there's something tragic happened to Kanye. It's every person's worst nightmare, and that is your family member dying. And I personally believe this really affected Kanye in a lot of ways. And oftentimes, you need something to undergird you. You need something to keep you afloat, to keep you on solid ground. At one time, it was religion. That's the reason why Kanye had the famous song, Jesus Walk, banging song. But when his mom died, things changed. His mom kept him rooted, kept him grounded. What this got to do with Kanye West today? Kanye is changing. He has changed a whole lot. We all change. Things cause us to metamorphosize, or what they call evolved. When Kanye made that statement to George W. Bush saying George W. Bush hate black people, I'm like, dude, you can't say that. If he do hate black people, he don't hate all black people, because two of his top cabinet members are black people, Colin Powell and Condoleezza Rice. They're like his second and third dude. They're that close to the White House. This is not Trump, who has no black people, none in his cabinet other than the good doctor who's in the housing department when he should be in as the Surgeon General, and that's the good doctor, Dr. Ben Carson. But they're not like 2-3 steps from the presidency. That was Bush. Bush had Condoleezza Rice and Colin Powell that close to the presidency. So you can't say, Kanye, that he hate black people. Remember that? Remember this? So no, Kanye West, he don't like. That's not it. Well, Kanye, of course, you know, he went on his stellar rant at the concert, talking about how he would have supported Donald Trump. Now, look, to each his own. Black people, white people, you can't get mad because he liked Trump. If he liked Trump, obviously he got a reason to like Trump. Well, he got to like Clinton. They don't get mad at him because he is not falling for the Democrat or Republican stuff. I don't fall for the Democratic problem. I'm an independent. I think both parties are crap. And I feel him when he said black people don't have to be Democrats. Black people can be whatever they want to be. I oftentimes tell black people, look at your character of the person running for office. And if they have the stellar character that they deserve to be in that office because of their character and their ability to make decisions, that's who you put in. I don't care if they got a chance in hell. You got to shake the system. Now, I look like Kanye West is taking the system in another way because people are getting upset and irate at him. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not giving Kanye no pass because I'm about to get up in that pass. Kanye West have freedom of thought. Kanye West is upset because he don't have freedom of thought. But let me get into this And we're going to go into this real quick with Kanye West on TMZ.
I don't think people necessarily understand what happened last week with the Make America Great Again hat. What are you trying to do with the message you're sending?
Well, it was really just my subconscious. It was a feeling I had, you know, like people were taught how to think, we're taught how to feel. We don't know how to think for ourselves. We don't know how to feel for ourselves. People say feel free, but they don't really want us to feel free. And I felt a freedom in, first of all, just doing something that everybody tells you not to do. I just love Trump. That's my...
All right, first of all, that's called rebellion, Doc. Everybody got that in them. Yes, we are oftentimes taught how to think. Things happen in our lives to shape our mode of thinking. But that doesn't mean we don't have a freedom to buck up against that. You ain't the first person who invented the freedom of thought, the freedom of expression. That's been going on since the dawns of time, Kanye West. People every day buck the system. People every day have a freedom of thought. People every day. So big deal you got a freedom of thought because you like Trump. That's your dude. Let me keep going. You didn't start the free thinking movement, Doc. That's been going on for a long time.
My boy, like, you know, it's like so many rappers. You look at a video of Snoop Dogg loving Trump, but then he get in the office and now they don't love him. Like, Trump is one of rap's favorite people, right?
Now, let's admit something. Before Donald Trump took shots at Barack Obama, he was a hero to people who wanted to live the life of luxury. There were a few people that black men looked to as pillar of success. Donald Trump was one of them. Ric Flair was another one. Michael Jackson, Prince, you name it. Different artists, different stars. They looked to them because of their cockiness, their boldness, their dominating factor and things like that. And Donald Trump was in that mix. And don't you dare think that Donald Trump didn't play both sides, Republican and Democrat. And even though he's mostly legislative Republican, Donald Trump is truly an independent. He's given money to both sides, the Democratic and the Republican Party. He's bought both politicians, as he said a long time ago when he started running. And most of these guys can't say nothing. People like Jesse Jackson can't say nothing because he got money from Trump. Al Sharpton, he got money. There's so many politicians, including Hillary Clinton, including half the Republicans. All of them got money from Donald Trump. All of them kissed Donald Trump behind for his support. And now they act like they want to be against this guy when they always for him. Now, secretly, most of your wealthy politicians, they're going to act like they're against Trump up front, but really behind the scenes, they're not resisting Jack because Trump is helping them with their money. Now, and he's also has something... He's also right about Snoop Dogg and all this. Snoop Dogg roasted Trump. Snoop Dogg, you can look online, you got pictures of Snoop Dogg and Trump just mooshing it up. You know, so no, man, come on. He's right on that incident that at one time, Trump they was jocking Trump. They was on the Trump bandwagon until he put his mouth on Obama. And for some reason, black people lose their doggone mind when you put your mouth on the first black president. And I felt that way at the beginning in the first term, but as I got to know President Obama as the politician, as the president, and his policies and what he's actually implemented to this date, then I shy away from Obama. You know, but let me continue to get back into this right here.
We talk about this, that before he was elected president, people in hip hop, it was an in thing to put Donald Trump in your rhyme somewhere.
Yeah, and by the way, I am in hip hop, but I'm not just in hip hop. I'm a black person in the black community, but I'm not just that. I feel like one thing is people try to minimize me to artists, hip hop, black community. Yeah, I'm always gonna represent that, but I also represent the world. When you hear about slavery for 400 years, that sounds like a choice.
Now this is where his idiocy comes to see. I don't know what it is. What you've been sleeping on your plastic butt of your wife, and some of that stuff got in your brain, dude. Obviously, you don't understand black history. Obviously, you don't understand true black history. Not the black history that Anglo-Saxon Americans taught us, but I'm talking about true black history. Obviously, you don't know true American history, not the one the Anglo-Saxons taught the black kids and taught history in school. I'm talking about the real deal history. Kanye, I advise you to go back to school and study history. Slavery wasn't a choice. You had black people selling the black people into slavery. We had so much going on concerning slavery, it is ridiculous. Give me a moment. So for you to make that statement is an asinine statement. Nobody would ever choose to be brought in chains. Nobody would never choose to be locked up in chains and brought here. Now I'm talking about the Africans. Now I believe that a lot of the slaves were dark skinned in nature. A lot of them was Indians and things like that. But you got to think about it. Real black people, they had to come here to America and come to the West Indies somehow, some way, and most of it was by ship. Same thing with my Hispanic brothers, which Paul Mooney called light-skinned black people. They came here through trade. Black people came here through trade and stayed here and mingled with the Native American Indians and produced a darker skinned version of black people. But I'm not going to get into that. Kanye West, you need to study history some more, my brother.
Like, you was there for 400 years and it's all of y'all? You know, like, it's like we're mentally in prison. I like the word prison because slavery goes too direct to the idea of blacks. It's like slavery, Holocaust.
So how are we mentally in prison? Are we mentally in prison because we still expect people, we're still fighting to get equal rights? Are we still in prison even though there's laws on the book? They're still doing gerrymandering. There's still systemic racism in the United States going on. There's still this thing called white privilege, where automatically you will be considered above the black person for some particular reason. Like, for an example, you're a white guy, you walk by a white car, you don't see that many people locking their doors. But if I'm a black guy and I got a hoodie on, click, 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 click. Or if I'm with my boys and we got hoods on and you're a white person, you're going to walk on the other side of the street. So Kanye, let me keep going.
Holocaust Jews, slavery is blacks. So prison is something that unites us as one race. Blacks and whites being one race. That we're one. We're the human race. Do you feel that I'm feeling? Do you feel that I'm being free and I'm thinking free? I actually.
This is where he starts to lose and get irate, because all he wants to do is say, "Do you feel where I'm being free and thinking free?" Look, Doc, we all are free thinkers. We all are free. You are not the only person to start this, dude. I'm free thinking on here all the time. I don't let nobody control my thought. I have to put myself in a position where I allow my thoughts to be under submission over certain teachings, over certain understanding, over certain instructions. I do that on purpose. And just because I allow that to happen doesn't mean I don't have a freedom of thought, freedom of choice, or freedom of action. Believe me, I have a pastor. Ask him. I don't do everything he tell me to do. Some things I do, some things I won't. I don't do everything my mom tell me to do. I don't do everything society tell me to do. So you're not the first person to do this. So he's going to go on the rant saying, do you feel that I'm thinking free? I don't give a crap about feelings concerning you. I got my own thing going on. You have the freedom to think free. But you still got to understand, we have the freedom to think you're a doggone fool in your thinking. I'm going to get on that girl who's he defended too, or her. Anyway.
I actually don't think you're thinking anything. I think what you're doing right now is actually the absence of thought. And the reason why I feel like that is because, Kanye, you're entitled to your opinion. You're entitled to believe whatever you want. But there is fact and real world, real life consequence behind everything that you just said. And while you are making music and being an artist and living the life that you've earned by being a genius, the rest of us in society have to deal with these threats to our lives. We have to deal with the marginalization that has come from the 400 years of slavery that you said for our people was a choice. Frankly, I'm disappointed, I'm appalled, and brother, I am unbelievably hurt by the fact that you have morphed into something, to me, that's not real.
Now, I agree with this brother. Now, this is beyond the Trump thing, you Trumpettes, because you're probably going to get mad because we don't think the same way as Kanye West thinking. Kanye West often, when he's not behind that microphone, are thinking crazy stuff. Sometimes I believe it's just for a publicity stunt. I think this may be all a publicity stunt. Who knows? I don't know his freedom of thought. I don't know if it's legitimate or if it's just a plot to keep his name in the limelight. Because among rappers, he is not on the top level of rappers anymore. He's a dying dinosaur. Don't get me wrong, he still got his skills, but he knows that he have to go into other areas to stay alive, to stay fresh, to stay. Same thing with his wife. Same thing with his wife. See, Jay-Z and Beyonce, it don't take them much to stay in the limelight, but Kanye and Kim, they have to work extra to stay in the forefront, to stay in the limelight. And this is working. This is working. So I agree with him. I think you're absent in your thoughts, or you're not even thinking about the things you're about to say before you say it, and we all go through that. But think about what you just said. That was the dumbest. That's about the dumbest statement you ever made in your life, that slavery is a choice. Now, don't get me wrong, and I'll get to the young lady that he defended. There is a mental slavery that goes on, but it goes on with all people, not just black people. And just because we still think that, we understand that there's a statement that if you don't think about the past or keep the past in the forefront, sometimes you're doomed to repeat it. And a lot of times we're not thinking about things that our forefathers went through. We're talking about things that are going on right now, young lady, and I'll get to her in a second in another segment. Let me continue with Kanye West. Now, this dude was right on it. Right on it.
Bro, you gotta be responsible, man.
Bro, I'm sorry I hurt you.
You gotta be responsible.
I'm sorry I hurt you,
man, bro. Your voice is too big. You got.
Based on what you've just said here, it sounds to me you got precisely the reaction you wanted by wearing that hat.
I didn't want a reaction.
You wanted a reaction.
No.
You knew there was going to be a reaction.
I knew there was going to be a reaction, but I'm just...
See, he knew it was going to be a reaction if he put on that hat. It is working. He's in the forefront of the news. This is not just... This is smart marketing. Smart marketing at its finest, baby.
Living my life day by day, doing what I feel and what the Spirit calls upon me to do.
But it also opens up this dialogue that you're not apologizing, because everybody else, when they make a statement like that, they end up apologizing because they're so worried about what people say on social media.
Well, you know why when I went to visit him the first time, right
after the election.
Yeah, and I took the tweets down and everything.
Yeah.
Because I was drugged the fuck out, bro. I was drugged out. I was on opioids. 2 days after I got off of opioids, and I was addicted to opioids, 2 days I got off of opioids, I'm in the...
Dude just admitted he take opioids, and he was addicted to opioids. And he could be on opioids right now. Oh, God.
Hospital, right? I'm taking hey, everyone listen to this, please. 2 days before I was in the hospital, I was on opioids. I was addicted to opioids. I had plastic surgery because I was trying to look good for y'all. I got liposuction because I didn't want y'all to call me fat like y'all called Rob at the wedding and made him fly home before me and Kim got married. I didn't want y'all to call me fat, so I got liposuction, right? And they gave me opioids, right? And I started taking
This dude, he's losing it. Okay, Now he's going to blame him meeting Trump the first time because he was on opioids. It wasn't a personal decision that I decided to meet Trump. I met Trump because I was high on opioids, because I was trying to look good for you guys, because I wanted to look sexy and sleep, because I see how y'all dog my brother-in-law Rob out. I wasn't about to let y'all do me like that, so I did what I got to do. And because I need to impress you, which improves that something's not there, that I had to take opioids because of the pain or whatever. And that's what caused me to go see Trump. I don't know. Let's continue to listen to Kanye West and his rant.
Two of them, and then driving to work on the opioids, right? Then my boy, and I'd always ask my boy, to hand me of his, we on tour, give me some weed, blah, blah, blah. So he had to go give me the opioids. And there was talks amongst my camp, like, Ye's popping pills, right? So when he handed to me, he said,
Ye is still popping pills, popping them and locking them in his jaws, and dude is on that stuff. He admits it himself. I didn't make this up. He admits it himself.
You know this is used to kill genius, right? So I didn't take it. 2 days later, I'm in the hospital. I was taking 2 pills a day at that time. When I left the hospital, how many pills you think I was given? 7. I went from taking 2 pills to taking 7.
And that made you go see Trump? The pills were talking to you? You high, Sky man? You want to go see Trump? Yeah, I'll go see Trump. We so high, we gonna see Trump. We so high, we gonna...
The reason why I denounced, why I dropped those tweets and everything, because I was drugged the fuck out, bro. And I'm not drugged out. These pills that they want me to take 3 of a day, I take 1 a week, maybe 2 a week. Y'all had me scared of myself, of my vision. So I took some pills so I wouldn't go to the hospital and prove everyone right. We are drugged out. We are following.
No, bro. You were drugged out. You were drugged out. You are drugged out.
Other people's opinions. We are controlled by the media. And today
No, you are controlled. Don't put us in your mess, bruh. Don't put us in your mess. Because you can't get a control over yourself. Don't blame that on us, bruh. That's you. I didn't make you get on opioids. You made yourself get on. I don't listen to your music. I tell you the truth, people out here, I like Christian hip hop. So I'm not a fan of worldly stuff. I like hip hop that's going to be spiritual. Stuff that he started out doing. That's what I like. Like the song Jesus Walk. I like to listen to stuff like that on a consistent basis, like Bizzle, Lecrae, I can go on and on. Andy Mineo, Dave, I can go on and on. The guys who I listen to, they don't play on radio. They don't get the huge airplay, and they're not making the big money like Kanye. And they're not acting like nutsos. They're not on opioids. And they're not trying to impress people. Far from that. And they don't do it for the money. So you can't blame me for your mess, Mr. High School Dropout, College Dropout.
all changes. You got Tupac and Lennon in that hallway. Today, it all changes. We need to think how to think free. We need to be free thinkers. Then we need to learn how to feel free. People say...
Dude, people been thinking free. What do you think the 60s movement was all about? The flower power, the Woodstock. That was a heavy era of collective thinking free and stuff like that. And yes, a lot of them was on that stuff like you were. Like you probably are right now. But dude, free thinking has been going along. You're saying something that's old as dust, man. You got to start talking to yourself. And just because you're making these statements don't mean you're thinking free.
Feel free, but we don't even know how to feel free or think free. Say what you feel, positive or negative.
So what he's doing is preaching as if he's preaching to the choir. Kanye, what make you think people don't do these things, man? Like you the first one to birth this stuff?
Just got off the phone with J. Cole. He said, how you feel when they said the Crips is gonna kill you? I said, man, that was the headline. But when they said they wanted to beat me up, I said, that's great. They're my brothers. They love me. They don't want nothing to happen to Ye. They just want to beat some sense into me. I love Daz. I love the Crips. I love the Bloods. I love everyone. How many people are feeling, how many people felt something that I said today? Raise a hand if you felt something that I said today. Do you feel that I'm feeling, do you feel that I'm being free and I'm thinking free?
Yes.
I actually don't think you're thinking anything. I think what you're doing right now is actually the absence of thought. And the reason why I feel like that, because Kanye, you're entitled to your opinion. You're entitled to believe whatever you want. But there is fact and real world, real life consequence behind everything that you just said. And while you are making music and being an artist and living the life that you've earned by being a genius, the rest of us in society have to deal with these threats to our lives. We have to deal with the marginalization that has come from the 400 years of slavery that you said for our people was a choice. Every day we have to walk into that truth while you choose to say things that, to be honest with you, dog, are nonsensical. You want to think freely? That's fine. I'll combat your free thought with my free thought because mine is grounded in a reality that I have been given and a reality that I'm going to change, but I'm not going to do it by pretending that the enemies are on the same team as me. And frankly, I'm disappointed, I'm appalled, and brother, I am unbelievably hurt by the fact that you have morphed into something, to me, that's not real.
Now, going back to this brother has a point. Now, everybody, he asks that question, do you think I'm thinking freely? Yeah, we know we think you freely, but we don't think your free thinking is lacking substance, bro. Sure, everybody agree, and that brother stood up and said, look, I'm not going to say and go with the flow. I'm going to let you know, yeah, you thinking freely. We all think freely. But some people, their thinking has substance. Your thinking has no substance, bro. You might be on that opium right now, and opium make you have free thinking. You might see unicorns going across your head. You might see 15,000 Freddy Kruegers trying to kill you, man. That's what drugs do. That's free thinking. You're not yourself. Free thinking means you're not yourself. You're thinking all kinds of thoughts. Self usually try to get you to keep your thoughts channeled. Your channel. This brother, I commend this brother for standing up to him, let him know, yeah, I'm not going to get in agreement with that. Yeah, you are thinking free, but your thinking is a bunch of crap. You don't know what you're talking about. You can think free and be wrong at the same time.
That's the way I feel. Stand on all the coffee tables you want to stand on. Say whatever you want to say, but don't throw a stone, then hide your hand like the rest of us are just going to swallow it. Yay, be yay. I'm off it forever. Do you? But remember, the life that I live is as a real person, an actual person.
Now the thing is, he said he said grounded in reality. This reality has been forced upon us. It is a choice. Just like when I said slavery is a choice. The reality, we can make our own reality. We can talk about history, but not too long. We need to talk about our now, because we can fix and start loving each other now. When I say we have no enemies, we don't have enemies. Black people have a tendency to focus and march when a white person kills a black person or wears a hat. But when it's 700 kids being killed in Chicago, it's okay. It's okay.
Now you're going off the brackets now. It's not okay. We never said it was okay. And a lot of times we're not thinking in the past, man. We're talking about things that are happening every day. People are being marginalized every day. People are dealing with injustices every day on a daily basis, Kanye. You're at that position, like my brother said, that you're at that position where your wealth lifts you up in certain areas. People know who you are. They may not throw you on the ground and put a gun in it. They be like, yo, that's kind of, it's like the Wayne Brady situation on Dave Chappelle. Oh, it's Wayne Brady. My mom loves you. I'm not going to do nothing to you. You're in that situation. But the average brother ain't in that situation. And you know this because you come from the streets, Kanye. And the black men are being marginalized in Chicago. What are you doing about it, bruh? What are you doing about it? How are you bringing equal justice for all in that area? And what the freedom of thought has to do with that, and your freedom to think, to kiss up to Donald Trump has something to do with that. I'm not kissing up to nobody. Never gonna kiss up to Donald Trump. Never gonna kiss up. I didn't kiss up to Obama. I didn't kiss up to Hillary Clinton. I'm not kissing nobody behind. None. I'm nice. I'm courteous. I'm respectful. Don't get me wrong. But I'm not kissing you behind. I'm understanding, but I'm not kissing you behind.
For blacks to kill blacks, but if it's a white thing,
I don't think anybody's saying that's okay.
there's been more focus and more marches
That is a lie.
about
don't
whites
believe that.
killing blacks than kids in Chicago killing each other.
That's a lie. There are black people working there.
There are no marches.
90% of black people being killed are killed by other blacks.
That's a fact.
The black homicide rate is a fact.
That is a fact.
Black on black crime is a fact.
But there are black people.
Okay,
Wait a second.
now this is a problem.
Wait a second.
We have to. You're too far. You have to be closer to me.
I'm here right now. There are black people working every single day.
Don't scream because it will make us look crazy.
I don't care what we're looking for. You're talking some bullshit.
No, when you scream, and you don't talk, it doesn't look right.
Let me just say something.
Let me impart this upon you.
Okay, this is a perfect example of what I'm talking about, because these are two different versions of somebody else's truth. This is two different versions of somebody else's truth. So he gets up and he's talking slavery, right? Okay, I'm not enslaved, so that it's like I don't mean to insult his reality.
Kanye, come on over.
I don't mean to.
I just want to give him a hug.
Right, like I don't mean to.
No, I think he might want to punch me, but I want to give him a hug.
Okay, but like.
Let's finish conversation.
Well, Kanye
I love you, and I want to give you a hug. I feel like you want to fight me right now, but I love you.
I don't fight with my fist, man. I've been through that. This is what I'm saying.
So if I come over there, you're not gonna fight me?
No, I'm not gonna hit Kanye West and TMZ. Bro, you gotta be responsible, man.
Bro, I'm sorry I hurt you.
You gotta be responsible, dog.
I'm sorry I hurt you, bro.
Your voice is too big.
I'm sorry I hurt you, bro. I love you, bro. I'm sorry I hurt you with my words, bro. I love you, bro. Bro, I didn't mean.
Now, Kanye did right. He did a thing to do to de-escalate the situation, to let you know that I love you. Yeah, Kanye, I love you too, man. I really do. But still, has nothing to do with what you just said out your mouth. What you said out your mouth is still foolishness. 400 years of slavery sound like a choice? Dude. So you're saying your great-granddaddy had a choice? A lot of the Indians were slaves, man. They took black Indians and made them slaves. They took black Africans and made them slaves.
I didn't mean to say things that hurt you. I didn't mean to wear the hat out the blue and shock so many people and not give them a way out of the pain. I understand that gave them pain, that made them see pain. But guess what? When I went into the hospital. We're now in the hospital. TMZ is the hospital to fix the world. Obama was our opioids. It made us feel like everything was good.
That's not true, bro.
Yeah.
That's not true. Listen, first of all, calm.
What's your name, though?
I'm Van.
I'm sorry for disappointing you, Van.
Yeah, listen. Calmly.
Yeah.
What you said up there said.
Obama is an opioid. Hillary Clinton would have been an opioid. We're putting our faith and trust in people who have no relationship with you. I don't care if they got a black face or white face. They don't understand you. Until they lived in your shoes recently or take time out to put themselves in your shoes, they will never get the average person in America. Not talking about black, but I'm talking about people in general. You can't understand the homelessness in New York City unless you want. I'm in New York City. There's black homeless people as well as white homeless people. They all coexist in the shelter. There's black people in poverty as well as Hispanic in New York City. So it ain't got nothing to, oftentimes race does play a factor, but economic equality also is the issue. You got money, man. Your talents and gift brought you up to a level where you may have forgotten reality of what it's like to be that brother in Chicago living in poverty. That's why I'm not a fan of wealthy, rich politicians who are 100 million and lost sense of reality of what the average person goes through. They kiss up to the corporation more than us. Let me keep going.
The statistic on black on black violence is true. What they don't tell you is there are people dedicating their lives to working throughout the problems of black people. There are black people every day, boots on the ground. They're all over the place that are working towards this. Like every single day, people are trying to fix this problem. The narrative that black people don't care about black lives until a white person takes them is false. That is not true. But the problem is, the people that are doing this work in communities every day, guys all over the place, they don't get the type of reverence, they don't get the type of shine, they don't get the type of light spotted on them, the spotlight, should I say, that other people do. Those people are the ones that need to be empowered, the people that can help Chicago, that can help South Baton Rouge, that can help those places, that are working there every day. They doing it and they dedicating their lives to it. But they don't get big up by rappers, they don't get invited to things, they do it for nothing because they have to. So what I'm trying to say is, while we're having all of these conversations about stuff that gets covered on the news, who's going to talk about what doesn't get covered on the news? Like, to me, for me, for a lot of years, the dude that inspired me to be more than what I was in Baton Rouge, that was you. Ask everybody in this room for years, ask everybody in here, how many times we've had a Kanye West story and I've stood there the only person to defend Kanye West because of what you meant to me, and then after that, you slap me in my fucking face by getting next to people who mean me harm and who don't even care about the fact, about being honest about the fact that they mean me harm.
I think that we have to get next to everyone. We don't like Trump. We have to talk to them. We have to talk because Trump is a human being also, and he's in a very powerful position, and he's doing a lot of things to actually help business owners be able to go past all these fake laws and rules and things. I mean, Candace can give you the facts better than that, but we need to.
What are you talking about, Kanye? It got to be more than about helping businesses. Most black people I know don't have a business. Most of them, even though Trump may pass some laws, there's still systemic racism going on to keep them from becoming business owners.
To speak to people, Einstein says the definition of insanity is doing the same thing, expecting a different result. So we keep on saying, I hate you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. How are we going to get a different result out of hate? Why don't we just try love? Why don't we just try?
Who is saying, I hate you, I hate you, I hate you? Who is saying we're not trying love? I'm working on a book right now, Make America Love Again. Who's saying we're not utilizing love? People gave Trump the benefit of the doubt, but yet some of his policies are still hurting, are still marginalizing the minority community.
I love. Why can't it be okay for an influential rapper in the black community to go up to the president and talk to him about how we can make a change one by one? We have the resources for a peaceful world.
Question is, Kanye, are you doing it? Is that what you're doing? Are you utilizing this moment to get into the face of Trump so you could talk about you and him working together to do some things? Sure, in the past I've heard Trump help Al Sharpton. Look, I admit that Trump done some things with black communities and black community leaders, with Al Sharpton, Jesse Jackson, Puff Daddy, you name it. Contributed. Help invest in certain things to help the black community. But they don't want to talk about that on TV. And I'm not a Trump fan. I'm not a Hillary Clinton fan. I think both of them should never grace that position. The only thing I think Trump is doing great in is keeping us out of war. But if you keep listening to these hawks like John Bolton and Mike Pompeo, then we're going to end up being worse than Clinton. What are you doing? Is this what you're doing? Are you actually connecting? Are you doing like Steve Harvey said he was going to do, trying to get with Trump so we can work on helping the black community? What happened to that? Did that work out with Steve Harvey? Is that working out with you? People are always talking about that mess.
I believe that Kim Jong-un didn't believe that Obama was crazy enough to come at him. You know, sometimes you need some crazy motherfuckers to change something. Steve Jobs is crazy. Now we're all on Steve Jobs' phones. They say Trump's crazy. They say I'm crazy. But I'm here to show love. And we're going to make it through. I know I disappointed you today, brother. And I know I disappointed the black community when I wore the hat. And I'm sorry for disappointing you. But like I just told J. Cole on the phone right now, it's a bigger plan. And I'm just doing what the universe told me.
Alright, I'm done with this. With this Kanye thing. Alright, so he said there's a bigger plan. The reason I'm acting like a nutwing is because I got a plan. The plan is to keep you in the limelight, number one. To keep your name out there, Kanye. We don't want it to get forgotten. You can never forget Kanye West's name. No, you can't. You can't forget Michael Jackson's name, but Michael Jackson isn't in the forefront. And I love Michael. Kanye, you're doing all this because you have a plan. And is this plan designed to lift up the marginalized people in America? Is all this mess done as a strategy? Or is it done just to keep you in the limelight? You saying you're being led by the Spirit. Alright. Then you got to start letting people know what is your plan. Steve Harvey went to meet him. Jim Brown went to meet him. You name them. All these people went to meet him. Black people. They got ostracized and criticized. People crapped on them, and black community was pissed off. Me personally, if a person want to open up the door, because oftentimes the media can make somebody super racist too. I believe both Hillary Clinton and him had racist tendencies. He is just more on front. But I do have to admit that he have invested in the black community in certain projects, especially in New York. So his racism has limits, but it's still racism. Kanye, dude, stay off the opioids. I'm BOBTV with the Rob Report. Peace. Hey, if you like the content, please like it, share it through all the social media platforms. If you have not subscribed, make sure you stop me right now and subscribe. Don't just subscribe, but hit the notification bell like that, a little bell. You gotta click that. That'll let you know when I'm dropping a video. Whoop, there it is. And by all means, if you want to support through Patreon, I appreciate people who appreciate the program and want to donate to the cause on BOBTV. And I'm Robert Brown with the Rob Report.